1800 hours Pakistan Standard Time. Assalamu alaikum. This is Radio Pakistan. The news read by Daman Zaman. The headlines. The Information Minister says the principle of faith, unity and discipline will have to be followed to defeat coronavirus. The World Bank will provide $188 million to Pakistan to support Islamabad's disaster resilience and ecosystem restoration initiatives. The Foreign Minister has said Minority Commission has been formulated in which all the religions will have equal representation. In occupied Kashmir, the All Parties Hurriyat Conference has said Jammu and Kashmir is an internationally recognized disputed territory and India cannot change its status unilaterally. Political analysts, while criticizing the Indian Prime Minister's address to the nation, said Modi's actions in India and occupied Kashmir have weakened the democratic credentials in the country. In Somalia, 7 people have been killed in a huge roadside blast near the capital Mogadishu. And now the news in detail. The Information Minister Shibli Faraz has emphasized on the need of prevention to contain the spread of coronavirus. In a tweet today, he said the formula that prevention is better than cure will have to be adopted to defeat coronavirus. The minister said we will have to prove that we are a responsible nation and not a crowd. Shibli Faraz said the golden principles of faith, unity and discipline will have to be followed. The World Bank will provide $188 million to Pakistan to support Islamabad's disaster resilience and ecosystem restoration initiatives. In a press release issued today, the spokesperson of the Ministry of Climate Change, Mohammed Salim, said the financial assistance will help improve reliable and timely weather forecasting, disaster risk management, and to tackle the growing environmental challenges. The funding for an ambitious 5-year Pakistan Hydronet and Ecosystem Restoration Services project will include, during the financial year 2024-2025, an agreement to this effect will formally be signed in Islamabad tomorrow. The Foreign Minister Shah Qureshi has said all the religions have equal representation in the newly formed Minority Commission by the Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf. Addressing a news conference in Bulletin this afternoon, he said the Supreme Court has guided on the formulation of Minority Commission and we are proud of every member from the minority. Shah Qureshi said all the sacred places of the minorities, including the Kartarpur corridor, are safe in Pakistan. He said we wish that the Indian Muslims could also be satisfied about the protection of their sacred places in India. The foreign minister told that Constitution of Pakistan provides protection to the rights to the minorities. He said Muslims, Sikhs, Christians and other minorities in India are the victims of Hindutva policies of the Modi regime. The advisor on commerce and investment, Abdulrazak Daud, says the government is prioritizing development of special economic zones for attracting foreign direct investment and transfer of technology into the country. Talking to APP, he said the special economic zones are primarily focused on industrialization that result in the export promotion, import substitution, transfer of technologies and employment generation, which are the primary targets of the incumbent government. Talking about the criteria, the advisor said only those economic zones are given special status which are successful in export generation and import substitution. 3,039 new coronavirus cases have surfaced in the country over the last 24 hours, taking the tally to 69,496. According to the National Command and Operations Centre, 25,056 cases have so far been detected in the Punjab, 27,360 in Sindh, 9,540 in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, 4,193 in Balochistan, 2,418 in the Islamabad Capital Territory, 678 in Gilgit-Baltistan, and 251 in Azad Kashmir. 25,271 patients have so far recovered from the virus, while the death toll stands at 1,483, with 88 deaths reported during the last 24 hours. "14,972 corona tests were carried out during the last 24 hours. China says it is preparing coronavirus vaccine that may appear in the market at the end of this year or the beginning of next year. China's state-owned Assets Supervision and Administration Commission said the inactivated vaccine is being researched and developed by a Sinopharm's subsidiary company, Wuhan Institute of Biological Products, and Beijing Institute of Biological Products. China Economic Net reported today that so far over 2,000 people have received vaccines injections, and the data shows that both of its safety and effectiveness have been fully verified. More than 1,100 teams of the National Disaster Management Authority are engaged in conducting Locust Control operation across the country and the affected districts. A spokesman of the National Disaster Management Authority said today that the authority has carried out poisonous fume spray over 492,000 hectares locust hit land so far. He said spray on 4,900 hectares of land and survey of 363,000 hectare locust hit area has been carried out during the last 24 hours. The National Disaster Management Authority teams conducted both aerial and ground spray of 3,200 hectares of land in Balochistan, 200 hectares area in the Punjab, 800 hectares of land in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, and 700 hectare area in Sindh during the last 24 hours. The spokesman said a total of 52 districts, 31 of Balochistan, 10 of Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, 5 of the Punjab, and 6 of Sindh had been hit by the locust swarms. This is Radio Pakistan. The Pakistan ambassador to China, Naghmana Alamgir Hashmi, says Islamabad and Beijing are trying to bring their economic and trade relations at par with their political relations. In an interview with the China People's Daily Online, she said bilateral cooperation between Pakistan and China has yielded positive results with mutual benefits. The ambassador said both the countries now look forward to build upon these gains, extending them to other unexplored territories and working together on an array of projects for socio-economic uplift of the people of Pakistan. The Azad Jammu and Kashmir President Sardar Masood Khan says the democratic and secular face of India has been buried due to the political dominance of the BJP RSS brand of Hindu nationalism. In an interview with an English journal, he said Hindutva doctrine has posed a serious threat to the present global system and the peace in the world. The AJK president warned that India's neo-fascism is more dangerous than that of the Adolf Hitler and Benito Mussolini. He said Bharatiya Janata Party practices the Hindutva ideology, whose custodian and advocate are the world's biggest paramilitary non-governmental organization, Rashtriya Savayam Sevak Sangh, with an estimated 6 million fanatics as its members. He asserted that Hindutva is not only against the Muslims and other minorities of India, but this also serves as a hanging sword for the so-called low-caste Hindu communities. Political analysts have strongly criticized the Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi's address to the nation, in which he gave justification of the abrogation of special status of Jammu and Kashmir and endorsement of the controversial Citizenship Amendment Act. While commenting on Modi's address, some political analysts said the speech could trigger more anger in occupied Kashmir. The critics called the assertions as a brazen attempt to deny the reality and furthered the Hindutva agenda at a time when India should be more focusing on mitigating the sufferings of the Kashmiri people and overcoming great economic and health crises inside India and occupied Kashmir. Urmilesh, a Delhi-based political analyst and columnist, said Modi's actions in India and occupied Kashmir have weakened the democratic credentials in the country. Meanwhile, the All Parties Hurriyat Conference has said Jammu and Kashmir is an internationally recognized disputed territory and India cannot change its status unilaterally. An APHC spokesman in a statement in Srinagar said the United Nations resolutions are an ample proof of the fact that Jammu and Kashmir is a dispute and that India has failed to convince the world about the steps taken by New Delhi on August 5th last year and thereafter. The World No Tobacco Day is being observed today to highlight the hazards associated with the use of tobacco. This year's theme for the day is protecting the youth from industry manipulation and preventing them from tobacco and nicotine use. The day spotlights the efforts being made by governments, civil society, and individuals across the globe to safeguard the health of people through preventive, persuasive, and punitive measures against the use of tobacco. In his message in connection with the World No Tobacco Day, the Special Assistant to the Prime Minister on Health Services, Dr. Zafar Mirza, said the government has taken major strides in the realm of tobacco control. In Somalia, 7 people have been killed and several others injured in a huge roadside blast in Hawa Abdi area near the capital Mogadishu. The police said the incident occurred when a minibus carrying passengers to Mogadishu from Afgoye town hit a landmine planted along the road. And finally, the weather. Intermittent rain, wind, thunderstorm is expected in the Punjab, Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, Kashmir, Gilgit-Baltistan, Northeast Baluchistan, Sindh, and Islamabad during the next 12 hours. Dust thunderstorm with rain is also expected in the districts of Upper Sindh during the period. And that is the end of this news bulletin. For more news and analyses, log on to our website, radio.gov.pk, and you can also watch the live video streaming of our bulletins on the link facebook.com/Radio Pakistan News Official.